Bahyasparsheshva saktatma vindatyatmani yat sukham sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure or external objects, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. So there are varieties of pleasure. Lord Rishabhdev tells, Nayam deho dehe bhajam riloke kashtan kaman arhate vidbhujam ye. He tells, my dear children, he was instructing his sons, please do not spend this human form of life. This dress, human dress, is very valuable. Do not spend it for getting pleasures which animals are also getting. Vidbhujam ye. So animals, they enjoy now in materialistic society, sex pleasure is the greatest pleasure. But animals enjoy so much of sex in a day. Pigeon within an hour enjoys many times sex. We'll get tired. We don't have that capacity also. So human body is meant for self-realization. So animal bodies, they have so much of sense enjoyment. But is that sense enjoyment solving their problems of life? After sex, problem remains the same. Rather, sex may give birth to many more problems. So he's telling you, please don't waste your human energy, efforts in getting the pleasures which animals also get. That is very low grade pleasure. Your action should be only for, again he uses the same word. He tells, actions are meant for Shuddhyed yasmat brahma saukyam tunantam. Shuddhyed, for self-purification, purification of existence. Why should I purify myself? Because when you purify yourself, you experience great pleasure. There are different grades of pleasure. We all know that. As sometimes the young people are misguided. Their friends, they tell them, come on, today we will show you new pleasure. And they take them to drugs. And when you take drugs, it is definitely very high pleasure. But such a high pleasure gives lot of difficulties, physical, mental, social and all. But definitely it is a very high form of pleasure. So there is one high form of pleasure which does not create any resultant difficult or miserable byproducts, and that is called Brahma Sukh, that is spiritual happiness. So this instruction is given in Bhagavad Gita. This is what all the acharyas, saints, Lord Krishna wants us as human. Why you are acting as a miser, just going for sense pleasure, which animals also do. You enjoy this great pleasure, no? And that pleasure Yamunacharya, many devotees have told. This verse of Yamunacharya is very famous. Yadavadhi mama cheta Krishna padar vinde nava nava rasa dhamani yudyatam rantumasit tadavadi batanari sangame smarimane bhavati mukha vikar sushtu nishtivanam cha. So because he was a king, he had enjoyed great pleasures before with women. Sex pleasure, kings enjoy a lot. But now he became pure devotee, renounced everything. So he's telling, Mama Cheta Krishna Padaravinde. When I think of lotus feet of Krishna, I am getting near pleasures. This shloka we discussed previously also. But this is practical example. So simply by thinking of lotus feet of Krishna within my heart, this internal pleasure is so great. When I think of the sex pleasure, my mouth curls in distaste. So just see, this is called the pleasure of yoga. Simply by thinking of lotus feet of Krishna. Of course, this stage needs some practice under guidance of spiritual master, but a person can sit down in any place, simply think of lotus feet of Krishna or chant his names and merge in unlimited happiness. So that is what Krishna tells here. In this way, self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Why would the great kings, king is having all the wealth in the world, why they would leave? This was the culture. The kings would leave the kingdom and go to jungle. They would retire. As Rishabhdev is going, Parikshit Maharaj went, Yudhishthir Maharaj went, everybody goes. Dhritarashtra went. Why somebody is going to jungle? In retirement today, people want to enjoy because they know, they understand that what is that greatest pleasure of life. And thus for this greatest pleasure, they leave all such mundane pleasures. And such an advanced person after some practice can sit down anywhere, simply chant and hear the names of God, think about the pastimes, forms of God, or he can engage in active service also, explain about God to others, preach to others, sing and dance in the service of Lord. He gets unlimited internal happiness. But Prabhu, I am satisfied with this sense enjoyment only. So Krishna tells this another important shloka, very scientific shloka. Please let us see nicely, carefully.